Hello, beautifuls. There is a lot going on again. Stay tuned, and after the intro, we're gonna dive right in.
I don't do it by the book, no, I do my own thing. That's why every single hook got them singing like me. And I ain't in any rush, cause I'm finally getting paid. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah.
A lot of people ask, why is everything happening now? Why all of a sudden all this talk about scams and trademarks and everything? This isn't something that wasn't happening, but because there was a big case that drew so much attention, and now other things are getting some light shine on them. That's how the whole GETLOUD movement started. It was basically a lot of authors and even readers saying, hey, I wanted to speak up about this, but I was afraid. I was afraid that if I spoke up, I'd get sued, I'd get harassed, I'd get threatened, because these things have been happening for years. People who are running scams, people who have big groups that they're giving horrible advice on how to manipulate the system, they have a habit of threatening people to hide what they're doing. GETLOUD is basically taking that power away from them. It's us moving together as a group so that nobody is isolated, so that nobody thinks that they can't speak up. It's a lot of work, it's making a lot of noise, but I truly believe that in the long run it's going to be worth it, because it's going to... There was an example that somebody gave me recently, and I wish I could remember who it was, but it was absolutely perfect. They said basically right now, looking for books in Kindle Unlimited is almost like going to a bargain basement and trying to find a deal. I mean, you might be saving some money, but the amount of time that you're spending trying to find something that's actually worth it, I mean, it makes it debatable whether or not you even want that anymore. Imagine if you were to go to Netflix, and rather than clicking, play on a movie and, okay, is this movie catching my attention or not? No, okay, I'll go to another one. Doing something like that, that's not a big deal. Now, if you clicked on a movie and there was 10 minutes of, a short movie, and then there was 20 minutes of another short movie, and then there was 30 minutes of another short movie, and then there was 10 minutes of another short, that would start getting really fucking annoying. You'd go to another movie and find the same thing, go to another movie and find the same thing. Netflix wouldn't be doing as well as it is. Netflix is doing well because you are assured quality. You are assured, even if the movie's not great, even if that movie in particular doesn't interest you, every single movie is an actual full-length either episode of a show or a full-length film. That is not something Amazon is doing right now, and they're charging almost the same amount. So that right there is a problem. Kindle Unlimited, at its core, can be an amazing thing. There are so many readers who read tons and tons of books. They go through books like crazy, and they want to make sure that they're not going over their budget for books for the month, because some people are on a limited budget, or even if they're not on a limited budget, they don't want to be spending all of their money just on books. They might have other priorities. It doesn't matter why somebody is getting the subscription. The point is that they're getting it to have the access to the unlimited books that are in the program. Now, those books should be actual quality full-length books. Whether it's a novella that's 60 pages, 100 pages, whatever length that might be, whether it's a novel that's, a few hundred pages, or whether it's a box set, which might be even bigger. They want to know that when they're clicking on something that's what they're getting. And the scams right now make it very hard to know when you click on a book if you're getting the actual thing that you expect to get, not something else. Most readers that I know, especially the ones that are leaving Kindle Unlimited, are doing so because of low quality are doing so because they're ending up with books that's like getting a short novella with a whole bunch of stuff behind it. It's ridiculous. One of the reasons why this is done, and it's done successfully for scammers, is because of, one, the page is read. You get a lot more money if you have more pages in there. So I'm going to show you a chart in a minute that an author put up, and I asked her if I could share it with you guys. And her information is going to be down below in the description if you want to check her out. But she laid it out in a very simple way on how they're scamming the system and how it's working and the damage that it's doing to other authors that are not scamming the system. Basically, this scam is making it so that they can easily take any one of these books, either go to Click Farms and pay somebody to go through the books, or gather some loyal readers and keep pushing them basically to become their own personal click farm. And the latter is really sad how you see that happening, but it's the reality. The point is to expose this practice and make sure that Amazon is aware of it and that we know how to report it when we see it. So anyway, I'm going to show you that chart now. Hopefully it will explain the impact of this a bit better. Kindle Unlimited's book stuffing problem. One author equals 5 books at 250 pages each, equals 1,250 pages. Now, if you take books A and then you put books B, C, D, and E into one book, you have 1,250 words in one book. You do the same for book B, A, C, D, E, book C, book D, and book E. You stuff all the books into one. That's 6,250 total pages read for only 5 books. So for an author who has one reader read through their regular book, that's 0.005 cents per page. 1,250 would equal $6.25. So that's one book from a page stuffer, which has 1,250 pages. They would get $6.25. For all 5 books, they would get $31.25. For a legitimate author, 250 pages times 0.005 would equal $1.50 that they're getting per book. Now, 250 pages times 0.005 cents times 5 books equals $6.25. That a legitimate author is getting for 5. So you can see the difference. There, a chart to show the percentage 2 book stuffers compared to 2 legitimate authors are getting. Amount that Amazon gives spread out between the authors. And the book stuffer would be getting a much larger percentage of the KU pot. Now, if you look at having several books, the amount that they're getting out of the KU pot is considerable. You don't think this matters? There were some people saying that, Amazon recently changed it so that only 10% of your book can be bonus content, and innocent authors who were stuffing shouldn't be blamed for this, or... No innocent authors were stuffing. People who were stuffing their books knew exactly what they were doing. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. The thing is, stuffing your book is not, and I've seen this discussed several times, just to clarify, adding an epilogue or a prologue that is not stuffing. That I don't know why people are bringing up that example. That's technically still part of the original book. So I don't think that even counts towards the 10%. Adding a chapter at the end of the book that goes to the next book, that is not stuffing. Adding blurbs with images of your other books, that's not stuffing. Adding your author bio, things like those are not stuffing. Certain amount of those things, like the bio, the blurbs, the extra chapters, those would be considered bonus content. But one, they're honest bonus content. Two, there's no way you're going to go over 10% with this stuff. So people who are doing that don't need to worry about it. This is legitimately not about what you've been doing. You've been doing nothing wrong. You're fine. Box sets are not stuffing. Box sets are being very clear that this is more than one book. Anthologies are not stuffing. Anthologies also straight up make it very clear what's in there. And it's funny because a lot of the time these book stuffers, they'll have books with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pages. I haven't seen many box sets that are even that long. It's mind-blowing how big they are, and that they can even get anybody to click through them, but they do. They get their readers to click through, they get click farms to click through. They're getting, you know, $10,000, $20,000, $60,000 bonuses from Amazon to do this. So not only do they now have the money to continue doing it, to continue paying their ghostwriters, to continue paying their click farms, to continue incentivizing their readers in groups with special giveaways like TiffanyGate, but we'll get to that. They can also put $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 into ads to make sure that their books are the ones that you see. I don't know very many authors who can compete with that. Legitimate authors just can't do it. So you're seeing the legitimate authors sink out of view completely, and you're seeing, you know, Candace Blumfins, you should check her page. She did a very good example showing the sports romance page and the bestsellers, top 10 bestseller list. 2 of the books on the bestseller list were legitimate. 2 of them. And I know Candace, she did her research very well, and she was able to identify 8 stuffers on the bestseller list, and there were 2 legitimate books. If that's not messed up, if that's not enough of a problem for us to address this situation, then I don't know what is. If you guys just like going through the bargain bin to find books, then I guess you won't consider this a problem. But if you love reading, and if you love the authors that you support, and if you love the KU program, this is something you probably want to pay attention to. You probably also want to make sure that when you see this, rather than, you know, you look at a book and it's like, okay, this one's stuffed. Okay, this one's crap and it's stuffed. This one's also stuffed. Report them. You are paying for this program, and you shouldn't have to go through all that. It's ridiculous. So make sure that you're reporting any book that you find that's legitimately stuffed. And again, you can't tell that just by file size. You can't tell that just at a glance. Usually these books will have in the table of contents, it will show several other books. It will also have the novella will end at like 10, 15, 20%, sometimes maybe 40%, and then the rest of the book will all be bonus material. It's not the book. So don't click through these, because then you're giving the scammer money. Close the book and take screenshots if you're feeling up to it. You could send those screenshots to RWA, who's been looking into the situation. You can report the book to Amazon. You can write to Amazon and let them know that you're not happy with the situation. There's a lot of things that readers can do. If you have enough evidence and you want to warn other readers, some people are saying don't do that. Some innocent authors might get caught. no, don't do that if you haven't done the work and found all of the evidence. You haven't found, okay, this file size is really messed up. Okay, there's 5 extra books in here. Okay, there's only 20% of the book is the actual book that's on the cover. There's no indication that there's other books in here. Okay, you start seeing all those things, then, you know, like you would with a review, let other people know. Because there's no reason why a ton of people should have to go through the same thing with the same book. It's very clear, more now than ever, on Amazon's terms of service, that you're not allowed to have that much bonus content. It was always shady. Authors who say that they didn't know, give me a break, come on. You didn't know that putting 20% new content and 80% other stuff, what was against the rules, that it was stuffing? I don't buy that. Especially the authors who are instructing their readers to flip. Now, one of these authors who is doing this recently had his books removed. I was debating on whether or not I should show this, but all these screenshots are available publicly, and the situation has been discussed in public for a while, so it's not like I'm revealing new information. It might be new to you, but this is easy to find information. Basically, people in these groups who have been used as this author's personal click farm for a long time, some of them are getting fed up and they're starting to share this information. One of the people who was given this information to reveal it publicly is Nikki, who you'll see her handle at the bottom or in the corner of these screenshots. And if you take a look at this, you'll see not only the whole situation with the page flipping, but we're going to start off with TiffanyGate, which is another interesting one. These scammers are definitely creative. I'll give them that. For a long time, I've been telling you that you're beautiful. You're precious to me, and you're worth everything a woman can dream of. So today I'm very proud and very thrilled to say I can start buying my diamonds items from Tiffany. Part of the reason for this is that Amazon is trying to get authors to stop using art. But it's also a great opportunity for all of us, since I've never had an excuse to go shopping for you before. So instead of getting an ARC for my new release, Mr. Diamond, we'll be doing a Tiffany contest. If it works out well, we'll do this for every book launch. So grab your copy of Mr. Diamond from Amazon and start reading. When you're done, please leave a review on Amazon, which will automatically a verified purchase review. After you've reviewed, follow the steps for entering the contest. This contest is open to all diamonds, but you must leave a review in order to win. I hope it's not too confusing. There will be more details in the Facebook group, so make sure you're checking that out. Happy shopping and good luck. I hope I get to buy you something from Tiffany's soon. Dear Diamonds, it looks like I made a mistake. Amazon's rules state that you cannot have a contest to get reviews. My mistake. So for the Tiffany's contest, you are not required to leave a review or buy anything. Everyone is free to enter. Okay, sweethearts. I'll be back for a chat tomorrow at the usual time. But in the meantime, your homework is to read, buy, borrow, and review Her Baby Donor. I'll be spanking any diamonds who don't do their homework. I'll be spanking any diamonds who don't do their homework. As you can see, there is some manipulation going on there, and the relationship between the author and these readers is very intentional. I'm not going to hold it against the readers. They don't know the whole situation, and if they do, they probably don't understand the damage that's being done. That doesn't matter. So if you do end up coming across any of these readers, just don't engage. They're not the one perpetuating this. It is the authors that are perpetuating this. Some people were asking how this is related to Cockygate. Well, besides the fact that Cockygate did bring a lot of things out in the open, there is some evidence out there, and I have seen it, but I can't show it at this point, that not only was the trademark troll using ghostwriters, they were also stuffing their books. So there was a lot going on there, and there seem to be some groups that are instructing people on how to do this. If you find yourself in one of these groups as an author, run. Seriously, just get the fuck out of there, because you could end up getting caught up in this. There are a lot of people getting caught up in this that have absolutely nothing to do with it. There are authors who, because click farms will also click on legitimate books so that they're listed in the also bots, and to make it so that it's less obvious what they're doing. So click farms go to another book, click through it, and all of a sudden this author has a boost in page reads, which, I mean, as an author, you look and it's like, oh, okay, maybe there was a book group talking about my book, maybe a blog mentioned it. You don't know. You're just, okay, cool, my page reads have gone up. Then all of a sudden Amazon is removing your pages reads and saying, okay, there's suspicious activity on your account, so you're losing the money for all those pages read. And there are some people that are actually losing their accounts because of this, because there are click farms that are going to different authors to make sure they cover their tracks. This is a very, very widespread problem. These people, remember what I mentioned about their ads? They're spending a lot of money on ads, not necessarily just on their own books. Sometimes they are also putting out ads for other people's books. And so if Amazon decides this is suspicious activity, you just got an ad and you just sold a whole bunch of books and you're all excited about it, and you're losing your account, or you're losing some of your sales. So legitimate authors are getting hurt by the situation in many, many ways. So I don't want to make this video too long. I'm hoping that some of this helped explain it a little bit better to you. For people who want to read more, there are going to be several links below. There's also going to be the links to people who provided screenshots. There's going to be hashtags that you can look up on Twitter if you want to check that out. There's going to be some information there that hopefully will help explain this better if I didn't explain it well enough. I tried. It's a very convoluted situation, so there's a lot to piece together. These people have been doing this for a few years now, and they're damn good at it. And exposing them is something that we have to be careful about, because we want to make sure that we're not exposing innocent authors. But there's also a lot of people that are being defensive to authors that they know are book stuffing because they don't think book stuffing is a big deal. Well, when somebody is relying on KU for their entire income, pages are getting paid less and less every month because there's so many page stuffers and so many scam artists in there that are taking up the bulk of the earnings, and it's being spread out thinner and thinner and thinner. The authors are making less and less on legitimate books. They also can't get any visibility. If they're only with Amazon, their visibility with Amazon is everything. It will make or break them, and we're losing some amazing authors because scammers they're winning. And the only way to make sure that they're not winning, the only way to make sure other authors who learn about this aren't deciding, hey, well, I can't make a living honestly, so how about I try this? We gotta take away the appeal. If your own ethics aren't enough to prevent you from doing this, well, hopefully some rules in place and readers saying, yeah, no, this isn't cool, I'm not buying that. Hopefully that will be enough. Anyway, as for what's been done so far, because of the fact that buying reviews is also part of this whole mess, Amazon has been taking down a lot of reviews, which sucks. It sucks for a lot of us, but it's one move that they're taking. They're also, again, limiting the amount of bonus content you can have. They're keeping an eye on the situation. They're changing a lot of things, and it's making, I don't know about you, but my book pages, when I look at them, and not only for my books, for different authors, they're strange because Amazon is doing stuff and things. But hopefully this is leading to some important changes, and we just gotta keep getting loud. We gotta keep speaking up. We gotta make sure that we spread this information so that we see legitimate books on the charts again, so that we see them in our also bots, so we see them in our mailboxes when we get newsletters. That's important to me, and I think that's important to a lot of readers, because in this whole movement, I've seen readers do more than anybody, speak up more. So to those who are already speaking up, to those who are already fighting this, thank you. You guys are amazing. To anyone new to this who wants to join in, please check out the hashtags and read up whatever you can find and speak up, because that's the most important thing we can do right now. There's a lot of silencing going on. Don't let anyone silence you. This is your community, and you get to decide how it's run. Alright, so I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me here, and also like, subscribe, ring that little bell, and I'll see you in the next video.